everyone, this is Mark, Fractals and Forks on June 18th, 2017. Before I start with going over the majors as a daily update, I just wanted to point out to you what we've been working on for the last few days, and that's to make it more clear about the fractals, and Andy did a really great job in doing this. So if you have a look at fractals and then the submenu charts, you can see that there aren't, in this case, there aren't any fractals for the euro dollar hourly, but if we go to the 4-hour, you can see there's a fractal here, and a placeholder for an alternative fractal, and you can always scroll down and look at my forks on the corresponding time frame, right? So this is something new that we're doing for you subscribers. So we're constantly looking at ways to make the site better for you and for us, because we want to make it clear to you that the combination of fractals and forks, we need to put more emphasis on it. It's not always easy, because I admit sometimes Andy and myself, we don't always look eye to eye on certain pairs, but once we identify really where they match forks and fractals, then we'll communicate it to you. So this is the site where the fractals come first. If you're more interested in forks, then just go to forks static charts. It's the same thing, except just the forks come first and Andy's fractals come second. All right, so we're still working on it. Not all the pairs have been done yet, but over the next couple of days everything should be done. And I just wanted to point out one other thing, and if you don't know yet what you can do with this, those live charts, and it is actually I'm making this so you can copy my charts, my forks, and let's just wait till this, because it's really slow. I'm not really sure if it's Trading View that makes it slow, or Google Analytics, but I'm gonna look at that. So let's see, this, for instance, the weekly chart. First of all, with the live charts, you can see, of course, on a weekly. Let me give another example on an hourly. You can see what happened, from the moment I posted this chart. So price went here, which was, the little circles that I had. We didn't really get here, but the most important thing is that you can, if you click on Make It Live, then it will open up in Trading View, in your Trading View, if you're logged in. If you're not logged in, it will still open in Trading View, and then you can play around with the charts and the forks, and really learn how they work. And it's an educational feature, so to speak. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say quickly before the update, and yeah, I hope it's convenient and good for you, and we're always looking for feedback, so please do that. Okay, then let's start. First up is, of course, a DXY, and I always like doing a drill down from monthly to hourly, and I've never done this before on the DXY. But I'm doing it today just to show you, everybody is talking about the DXY hitting 61.8, being going down for 3 months. And we're positive on the month right now, and we hit the 61.8. But maybe we shouldn't forget that we also hit the 61.8 from this entire move down. So, being bullish the dollar right now is maybe a bit premature, in my opinion. Sure, we could have a bounce. There's bounces in bear markets. It's to drag more people into the wrong side of the trade. So just be careful. I'm still thinking, and of course this is based on forks. If you see, we reached the median line here, we reached the median line here, and did we actually reach the median line here? Yeah, on spikes. But if you go to a line chart, we never closed on or above the median line. So that's already a bearish sign, in fork speak, so to speak. Damn, that was a good joke. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you on the monthly. The weekly, obviously the same thing, but here we can definitely see that we actually didn't reach the median line. Go to a daily, 97.43, or if you look at the spikes, 97.54. Extremely important. That's the bull bear line. I'll be very, very interested to see. Well, Monday is not really a day to draw conclusions, but on Tuesday we should be able to really know what the DXY is up to. And I still have my targets here, the election low, and actually lower, 61.8 extension. That's something I'm really looking at. One more thing, if and we'll go quickly back to the monthly. I forgot to say this. I didn't draw this 88.6 just because it's there. It's also to show you that if we didn't reach the median line, then normally price should go to the lower parallel. This could take a few months. If it's quicker, then we might be looking at low 90s, but I don't think it'll go that quick. And that's why if we reach 93-ish in the beginning of 2018, then it could be a really nice point to get bullish the dollar again. Quickly going to the 4-hour chart. Well, don't have to explain this. Price has been, following really nicely this fork, and it's bound to go back either to the upper parallel, and then we'll see what happens, or price goes down and is bound to touch the median line again. Same thing for the hourly, but obviously, on an hourly chart, that's a really a stretch. So, okay, then that was it for the DXY. Next one up is the euro dollar. Monthly chart, not much to talk about. Still looking higher, obviously. 117.37 still stays the really important level, make or break. If we are going to reach my target, well, my not my ultimate target, but where 130, everybody at the ECB is looking at that as a normal level for the euro to be against the dollar. So weekly chart, Not much to say either, except for, and try to look at, so I'm going to zoom in and try to look at this channel. This red line extends from the low made in 2015 and goes to the highs right now, and a parallel, and all these are parallels obviously of the big fork here. So it's like a really nice channel. We stopped here in May, and we stopped here last week. So this is the range that you're gonna have to look at. We need to break out of this one way or the other, hopefully on the upside, and then the median line comes into play, which is in July around 116. Okay. Daily chart, same channel that you see here. Obviously not as precise as on the weekly, but if I massage the parallel a little bit, you see what I mean. Targets still up here in the next couple of weeks. 4-hour chart, this has been really nice. The what I call the red zone really held nicely. We bounced off it on Friday, and I think we're going higher. And the same thing on the hourly. Drew the red zone a little bit differently, but you still see what I mean. I actually posted when it was 1140s or something. I posted this on Twitter, that this was a level to look at, and that should hold, and it did. So looking higher. All these charts are available on the website, of course. So okay, next up, the dollar Japanese yen monthly chart. I know lots of people say dollar yen going back under 100. I really don't believe so. I think the yen is about to get really weak for a number of reasons. I can talk about that on another platform. One thing to notice here is the 12-month SMA has been turning up. It's a sign, and I think it's going up. Not much else to say. This widening triangle, or what is the name somebody calls it? I forgot. Anyway, we could be in a range here. So up until 116 to 106, this could go on for months. Usually that's the case when other pairs are gonna make big moves. Okay. Weekly charts, not much else to say except those sliding parallels, which you will see on the daily too. They've been really nice, and it held at the beginning of last week here too. So definitely gonna have to look at the next one, which is about, next week comes in about 114.50. So watch out for that. And as I said, the sliding parallels, really nice. Should have thought, yeah, we didn't reach it here, and then we went up, but there's always like our price has to test a level, and it did here, and now it is free to go up. On the 4-hour, not much to say. I don't really like my fork here. I have to look at this again. I will update later today. And on the hourly, all I can say is watch this 25 line. If we still go down a little bit more, let's say 110.30 or something, which is 50 pips from here, this line should provide support if we are to go up. Dollar yen is gonna be really difficult to trade, in my opinion. It's probably not a pair to trade unless we're really clear on what's gonna happen. And one more thing, just don't try to correlate it or do a reverse correlation with the euro dollar or a correlation with the DXY. I really think that is already broken. So just like dollar CAD is a correlation with oil is broken. So we're really seeing correlations not which have been in place for a number of years, not really working out anymore, so to speak. So be careful. And here comes the loonie, dollar CAD. Still bearish, 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 and again bearish. So what are we looking at? On a monthly chart, definitely look at the RSI. You know, we're dropping below 55, hopefully in the next few days, and a close at the median line here around, what is it, 129.25. Even though this fork, and especially since it's starting off the peak here, so it's really steep. That's why it's not really, it's in gray. Can't really rely on that because it's definitely too steep. But anyway, it's a good indication to look at what price targets could be, even if you you know, oops, that was the wrong thing. I need to change the fork. So if we make the fork like this a little bit, you know, this 100% extension at 115.64, which is a lot of pips downside, would come in right at the median line here in well, in July 2018. But it's a possibility. Next one, the weekly chart. This is, last week was probably the biggest weekly decline since the top. I haven't really calculated it. It might have been the one in April too. That was equal size or bigger, but big decline. And we closed below the 55 weekly MA. There's one thing. I left this trend line here on the RSI. We just tagged it, and also the support here. So gonna have to see some real follow through Monday, Tuesday. Otherwise, a bounce up until 132.90 wouldn't surprise me. Going to the daily, as you can see, we're coming into a really strong support area from a slope kind of point of view. So same thing. Are we done going down for now, or do we still have a little ways to go? 130.86 would be something that I would entertain buying, but otherwise only short positions on the dollar CAD. 4-hour chart, well, it's basically the hourly chart. Basically the daily chart, sorry, and the hourly chart. I don't like forks with with this big median line before the fork comes in. So not sure. I have to redraw this, but looking lower, but we could have a bounce. That's all I can say. Next one is cable, and I hate cable, by the way. Andy loves it. I hate it. Quickly on the monthly, just wanted to point out that we closed above the 12 SMA for this. Well, we didn't close yet, I guess. We closed above the 12 SMA last month, and we're still above it. So we have to wait for the close. And the same thing for RSI. I don't like that it turned right before 40 on RSI 20. So the monthly close, if it can close with RSI above 40, that would be bullish, and then it's off to the races, in my opinion. Weekly chart, it's a bit messy, but we had a positive week last week, and kind of a double bottom here at a level that was really important, like 126s, low 126s. That's exactly where the pound should have found support, and it did. So the 55 weekly, we closed right at it. Also something to look at. For the rest, look for the upper parallel, 135, in my opinion. Daily, same thing. Going to the median line, in my opinion. Bounced off of 40 RSI, which is a positive sign. And obviously the 50, you know, is also kind of a pivot. So if we can get above, and I think that will happen, 128.50 to 128.90, then it becomes very interesting, and then we have to really step on the gas and get bullish pound dollar. The 4-hour chart, I like the fork and I don't like it, so I'm not really gonna say a lot about it, except for this fib extensions. If we can get above the 127, then obviously the 161.8 at 132.74 is going to be important, which is by the end of June, so the end of this month, right at the upper parallel. So that will be interesting. Hourly chart almost looks the same as the euro dollar chart, except here with the election results, it went through the median line, but like I said, low 26s and sliding parallel support, really nice, and really an indication that you can't get bearish cable, not yet, and maybe not for the next couple of months. Now we have the Aussie dollar monthly chart again. Really nice fork. I've been looking at this for a long time, actually, since it bottomed here, and we found support here. We didn't reach it, but that's a good sign. It means upward pressure is getting, obviously, which you can also see at the RSI, is getting stronger. We are, however, at a level, you know, that was resistance for the most part of 2016. So a break above 77, that would be extremely bullish, and I think we're gonna get it. with commodity currencies in general. That's a given. Weekly chart. We broke out of this fork, by the way. Broke out, tested it, went up again, went down again, found support at the upper parallel, and now it should be taking off. Daily chart. I like this channel here. This is not really a median line, but it was also a sliding parallel that was instrumental in giving support on a number of occasions. So and you see that it really, it broke through it, tested it again, and went up. So excuse me, that should really give more credence to the bullish scenario on Aussie. There's a trend line here. That was resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. So will be interesting once we get to 77. 4-hour chart, the nearer future. I'm just looking at this target here, and possibly a run for the median line, and then a little pullback, and that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, wave 4 here, and then you go up wave 5 above. Normally it should go above 78.35. Hourly chart, nice little fork, a bit steep, so that's why I'm thinking the pullback for that fourth wave will come 76. Plus it's a nice number, 0.7676. All right, next pair coming up. Last one is the Kiwi, and go to a monthly. Been going up relentlessly for 2 months. Has to turn around in what most people think. Also, the fundamentals don't really support that the Kiwi keeps going up. From what I'm reading, I don't trade on fundamentals. I do not claim to understand them. I have no degree in economics. I just traded charts. But I do have to admit that a close above the 12 SMA and a potential break of this RSI trend line, we might have to get bullish on the Kiwi. I do. If we go to a weekly, I had a target here, 73.76. We haven't reached that yet. Do think we'll have a pullback from there. We'll see. Kiwi, also a pair. Wouldn't trade it right now. Think we made some pips out of it. Reached the median line here. We could go a little bit higher and close at or a little bit above it. Then I'm looking for a pullback to buy again. Obviously, commodity currencies need to be bought, but I think Kiwi has been on a tear, and it's RBNZ on Thursday or Wednesday night if you're in the States. So be very careful with it. So looking for the pullback, and with Aussie still, that I'm looking for Aussie to go up and a pullback on NZD, which would mean that finally Aussie Kiwi can go up. All right, so this is the 4-hour, same thing, nice tag of the median line, immediately rejected. That's a sign that we need to come off a bit. and those two sliding parallels would be targets. So in the 71, let's say 7120 area until 7175, in between there, to buy again. The hourly chart also very nice, with the same sliding, well, almost the same sliding parallels, but cleaner, so to speak. So look for a pullback. And that was it. If you have other pairs you want me to look at, once you see this video, let me know, and I'll either do it today, still on Sunday the 18th, or I will add it to the list for tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and I hope you're still enjoying your Sunday, and can't wait for the market to open. Talk to you later. Bye.